Wow. Week 5, bye-bye. Week 6 heading in. I know it's moving fast. And, it's just the nature of a short-term class. And some of you are taking multiple short-term classes with me, so you're starting to feel that pressure, right? So just take it one step at a time. Just keep plugging away. When you let a large amount of time go without doing the work, then you have a lot to do. I know that sounds like simple, but it's just true. So this week we move from, right, so week 5, we looked at, a Bootstrap course, updating your GitHub IO with Bootstrap, doing some look at semantic versioning, Git branches, and I think the thing I'd like to just spend a minute on is your questions about Project Zero, because they're totally legit, right? Totally. And here's the thing, and I said this, and I don't know if you all caught it. So starting next week, I'll verify this, that every week we do something to help you move towards getting that Project Zero done. And the thing is, it seems like most of you got this, and just to reiterate, I have kind of eased up my requirements. I used to be a little more like hardcore, no, it needed to be a site that only organized the content of this course, or it needed to be a profile site. But I see that there's definitely a benefit for those of you wanting to do more of a portfolio site. And I said this to a couple of you through my replies. But now I want to say it to you all, right? So if it's like content, right? So if it's content that makes sense that you put it together, which is like a portfolio site where you may have other work that you want to include, and then maybe some of this. And I could also see, so that would be fine with me. So the key is, and you got this, is like you have to have 20 pages worth, right? So that index page, and also I think the thing that threw off a couple of you, and I'm going to give you an example today, although you will see me do this, and like I said, these video recordings are recent, so they will do that as well, because in the video, I'm actually building the site that I'm about to show you. Okay, but just let me be clear that some of you are looking at doing a more of what we call a vanity site. Totally fine with that too. And I can see in that case, you could have one of your menu options that actually might be just some content from this site. Now, the reason, and I'm fine with that, okay? So the reason I'm saying this is that what may be throwing you off a little bit is this had to have an image and content on each page. And the reason some of you may be looking more at reorganizing or doing your own organization for the course and course content of this class is that you already have the content. But it shouldn't be that hard to do your own personal stuff, because you know that stuff, you can get that somewhere. It just shouldn't be hard to write it. Right. So that's why many students lean towards using content. This site, this course, is because it's content already ready. Okay. So let me actually move to the site you're going to in the next couple weeks see me build as a way to clarify. So I did a vanity site because I've done ones in the past. And so this is life, work, family, and community. So these are the 4 categories that become the menu. And so what I want to see is you kind of evenly divide your subpages to where they're spread across these categories. I don't want to see all of your pages be here and then maybe one here and one here. I want to see them spread somewhat evenly, and I'll have you do an exercise soon where you actually lay out this concept and it helps you get organized. But just like any website you would go to, right? So this is the index page, right? Actually, it's not. I wonder why I did that. Must be a reason. Shouldn't be. But anyway, so I go to, so I wonder why it dropped. Let me just see real quick now that I'm thinking about this. So I'm looking, right? Oh yeah, there it is. I must have just been playing around with it before I got started. So this is my index page, and these are my menu that are really an organization of, because menus, really that's all they are, is a way to organize the content. And it is a navigation, but it's also that organization. So maybe that's what threw some of you off. So maybe that example should help you. right? So in this case, I did 4. So I would organize my 20 pages because you count the index page. So you would organize 20 pages under those categories. Okay, so again, you're going to see me build this site here, right, through the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to roll up week 5. As a matter of fact, it's almost time for me to cut off attendance. I'll do that after and put up week 6. So in week 6, here's the deal, right? So now, again, we're moving every week, like everything in the next 3 weeks will be, not everything, a lot of things, especially this week, are focused on the idea of finding a template. And now this is where I had you, and I think this will be the last semester I use the crash course for Bootstrap because it covered Bootstrap 3 and now Bootstrap 4 is more popular, but there's really not a huge, I think. It's really when you're using it in more depth that you see that. So what I mean by that is you can choose a Bootstrap 4 template, right? So I show you in this video for how to do that. I'm just going to tell you that, one of the things I looked at today, and I think this has gotten better, is actually just the Bootstrap itself has some nice templates. Now, most of them are 4, right? So you can go look at them and to see what they have because they have some pretty nice ones. But there are all kinds of stuff out on the web. The thing I'm going to give you a heads up on here, right? So, sorry about that. The things I'm going to give you a heads up on here is give a little time. I mean, really, I have you spending this week looking for a template first, then looking at the code, because there's going to be some things in your template that we're not going to use. Like you're going to see things like gulp, which is a build system to build, like take your Sass, which is a way to write CSS. It's going to have some JS, JavaScript functionality in there, right? So I actually end up having you kind of think about and strip some of that out. So, but the more important thing, it's important, but the important thing to keep in mind, right, is that you want to spend, because here's the deal. If you just, I think it's normal to look at something and look at it and go, oh, that looks so nice, right? What's important is for you to look a little at the code because that's what you're going to be living with for the next 3 weeks. And so the more time you give that and you're balancing, right, your aesthetic with your understanding of that code. So that's an important process, very important. So just know that that's where you're at this week, right? So you're finding a template, right? So now that we've learned Bootstrap, now we're going to actually find a Bootstrap template that's going to make this site creation that you're going to do for Project Zero much quicker. So you're not having to build this completely out of Bootstrap just with what you've learned. Now we're going to like stand you on the shoulders of giants because it's HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, but now we're laying on top of that Bootstrap template, which is quite a layering of technology, right? So I have you find one. Again, I'm recommending spend some time copying it, getting to know it. You'll spend 2 items this week in lecture, and it's really about you. Because every individual needs a different template. If I don't choose the same one, and that should be easy to do with the numbers in this class. And then you build it out. You start building out your pages. But again, you're going to see in the video me creating this. Okay. All right. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some guidance. In this case, and then all I need to do is I was going to release. I did release. Yeah, I did release week 7, and week 8 and 9 is coming. I think I just have one lecture that I have to change because of the lynda.com thing. So Valley Dev Fest is next weekend, right? So if you're interested, now would be the time to, I do still have some student tickets discounted $5. That code I gave you a couple weeks ago still works. It's going to be a really great event. The schedule is now up. Looks like we have some wonderful sessions. Of course, my session will be awesome. But anyway, there's 4 tracks. There's a mini makerspace. There's anyway, check out the schedule. Hopefully you can see some of you there. Okay. All right. Have a wonderful week. and reach out if you need help. Remember, now is a great time as you're looking at these templates, and the sooner you reach out for help, the better in these kinds of situations, especially as we're moving into this final phase of looking at Project Zero. Because as we get shorter towards the end, my schedule gets more compressed because I have 2 classes finishing this 9-week session. So, if you can, the sooner you work on this stuff, the better. Okay. I know that sounds crazy, probably because many of you, which is understandable, are just working to keep up. But just know that it gets crazy towards the end for all of us. But we can do it. We got this. No problem. All right. Have a wonderful week. And in your reply, is there any, now in your reply, I want to hear you. Did I clear up your questions about Project Zero? Let me know. Peace out.